A lot of men feel stuck, not because they lack effort, not because they lack discipline, and not even because they lack desire. They feel stuck because they're moving, but without a direction. They're busy, they're showing up, they're grinding, but nothing is actually changing. This channel exists to help men get unstuck mentally, emotionally, practically. And one of the fastest ways to stay stuck is to keep moving without a name. Let's get to work.
Rise from the ashes. Fight for your legacy. No more excuses. It's time to win the war within.
Most men think burnout comes from doing too much, too many hours, too many responsibilities, too much pressure. But that's not actually the root of the problem. You're not burned out because you're doing too much. Often, you're burned out because you're doing too much that really doesn't matter. Here's the big idea: energy without direction becomes exhaustion. Proverbs 29:18 tells us, "Where there is no vision, the people are unrestrained. But happy is he who keeps the law." Unrestrained here doesn't just mean wild, it means undirected, uncontained, scattered. When a man has no vision, he doesn't stop moving, he just stops moving intentionally. 1 Corinthians 9:26, Paul said, "Therefore I run in such a way as not without aim. I box in such a way as not beating the air." Paul is making it very clear here. There is a way to run with aim or without it. There is a way to fight with purpose or just swinging at nothing. And most men are completely exhausted because they're simply swinging at the air. I was recently trying to do something on my iPhone, something that I had done 100 times, but this time there was no way to get it done. Basically, what happened was there were so many things taking up space that it was using all of my phone's capacity. So I started cleaning it up. I had things on there, I'm not even sure how they got there, and I had stuff on there that I certainly never used. I got rid of so much stuff that day that I had no idea what it was there for. Stuff that really had no purpose. And all of that stuff was wasting space and energy that I needed to accomplish the task at hand, the thing that I needed to get done. And that's the metaphor, right? So many men live their lives like I treated my iPhone. They just keep cramming more and more stuff in. And then eventually, after doing that long enough, you do not have the space, energy, or resources to accomplish the things that you need to, the things that you're actually called to. All because we let things in or let things stay that were not beneficial to who we are called to be. Look, burnout is not always from doing too much. It's often from doing too much that really doesn't matter at all. Ecclesiastes 10:10 says, "If the iron is blunt and he doesn't sharpen its edge, then he must exert more strength." Wisdom has the advantage of giving success. And we see this principle even outside of Scripture. Abraham Lincoln said, "Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I'll spend the first 4 sharpening the axe." But most men do the opposite. They don't sharpen, they don't step back and evaluate direction, they just swing harder. And then they wonder why they're exhausted, but not effective. Because effort without direction multiplies exhaustion. There's a concept called goal diffusion. When a man has too many goals, he has unclear priorities. This is why when I work on goal setting with someone, we work on no more than 3 or 4 goals at a time. And really, as we're working towards the goal, depending on the complexity of the goals, we really focus on just 1, maybe 2 at the most. Because with too many, effort becomes scattered, focus is lost, and with attention divided, we get fragmented. And fragmented effort always leads to fatigue. Zig Ziglar said, lack of direction, not lack of time, is the problem. You don't need more time. You don't even need more discipline. You need a more clear direction. James 1:8 tells us that a double-minded man is unstable in all of his ways. Now, double-minded doesn't just mean confused, it means divided, pulled in multiple directions, trying to be everything, do everything, carry everything. And when you live divided internally, your life becomes unstable externally. Role strain theory explains this clearly. When a man carries too many expectations, too many roles, too many responsibilities, without clarity, he experiences chronic stress. Not because he's weak, but because he's overloaded and without direction. Even right here on this channel, I had a clear direction in my head, but until I got it on paper, into a system, into a structure, it didn't move. It stayed scattered. Because clarity in your head is not enough. It has to become direction in your life. Look at Proverbs 4:25 through 27. Let your eyes look directly ahead, and let your gaze be fixed straight in front of you. Watch the track of your feet, and all your ways will be established. Do not turn to the right nor to the left. Turn your foot from evil. Look at the language. Directly ahead, fixed, established, not turning. That's direction. That's focus. And that leads to stability. Patrick Lencioni said, when everything is important, nothing is. If everything matters, nothing gets your best. And when nothing gets your best, you feel like you're failing everywhere. David Allen said, you can do anything, but not everything. But most men try to do everything, try to be everything, and that's why they're exhausted. There's an old Russian proverb that says, if you chase two rabbits, you'll lose them both. The reality of it is, for most men, you're not behind, you're simply divided. Let's be honest. You're not burned out because you're weak. You're burned out because you said yes too often. You never defined your lane. You're spending energy without a name. Bruce Lee said, the successful warrior is the average man with laser-like focus. It's not about more strength. It's not about more effort. It's all about focus, direction, and aim. When your direction is clear, your energy stabilizes. But when your direction is unclear, everything feels heavy. You don't need more energy. You need fewer targets, clearer direction, and disciplined focus. Because if you keep moving without aim, you're not really building anything. You're just getting tired. Look, if this resonates with you, start here. Define your lane. Cut out what doesn't belong and get focused again. In other words, be different.
Rise from the ashes.